Happy day 4 after a pretty good night's sleep for both of us. Gonna start the morning off with nothing but the best. Cold soaked nitro Starbucks coffee. Gotta love it. All right, it is day 4. We're at like 90, I don't know, 9,000 right now. We're gonna head up to the main rim trail. Is what 94. Thank you, Gabrielle. And that's just after 6:30. This is day 5. So we're gonna go into Incline Village. So we're gonna do our first experience of hitchhiking. See if we can get some of the
hoof prints.
Oh, hoof prints.
Yes,
hoof prints down there. Okay.
Like little deer prints. Maybe?
Deer prints. That would be nice. Better than bear prints. So I think we saw some bear poop yesterday, but it's been pretty non-bearish around here. So, yeah. So we don't have tons of miles today because we need to make sure we have plenty of time to resupply and then get to this. We'll talk about the campsite situation later. It's gonna be kind of weird, maybe. So, all right, here we go for the hike. I don't know if you can tell, but the trail is in way better condition right now. You know, we're up super high, so I think it might not be that way, but we saw deer tracks. I don't remember seeing any hoof tracks. I don't see any. Definitely hikers, probably some trail runners still. But there are no mountain biking tracks right now. We're in Nevada, so I don't know if that's legal or not, but the trail's a lot softer, which is way better on our feet. And mountain bikers have been super kind to us when we're hiking on the trail and everything. It's been really good, but they really pack down the trail, and I think that's why my knee started to hurt last year. One of my first trips I did, I was hiking on just a super packed down, like dried dirt and mud. It was really hard. The trail's a lot smoother right now, which is really nice. Yeah, it's pretty amazing out here. It's kind of crossed not a pass, but a little thing. And then we're walking around the trail and we see like these craggy things right here. Pretty cool. I don't know. I'm sure we're not going to go over them, but really nice. So what you're looking at here is some kind of rocks, like rocks within a rock. Inception, which is, after all, what's a circle but a series of little lines? And what's a line? A series of little dots, points. But man, it's like the best cement in the world. We better get moving before something starts crumbling. I don't know if you can tell here. See the diffusion of the colors? That's what happens when there's a lot of smoke in the air. Oh, you could?
To the left of us.
Woo! Coming up to the first viewpoint to where we're going. Wow!
Oh, there's a big tower.
Oh yeah, there's a tower there. Probably get really good cell reception up here. That's messed up. Well, we just took our packs off and we're to the top of this peak. How high is this again, G?
Like 10,200.
10,200. This is the highest point of the entire trail. And the trail was actually incredibly well designed. Only a few places they had big stair-step boulders, but all the rest was just super good. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
It's pretty clear today compared to what it's been. Where's the lake? It could have been a lot smokier. So we're pretty stoked. Yeah. It's pretty awesome. And we started way down there is kind of where our lake was, somewhere around there. It doesn't look like much, does it? It looked a lot gnarlier a couple minutes ago. Time for breakfast. So this is where we came from. And we've never really got that good of a shot of that. That's pretty amazing. But then right over that's the top where we just were. But right over here is where we're heading down to. There's a big meadow down there. We're gonna go way down there. So we're on a PCT hikers only trail. And man, since I've been on this thing, it's like I'm picking up all these like telephone conversations in my head, and I can't figure out like why that's happening. It's like this giant transmitter just beaming into my head. Weird. So we're going down. Maybe that's why I was picking up all those signals. And that's the high point where we were. Yeah, and we're going down, down, down.
Galena Falls?
Galena?
Galena.
This is, we just came down from up there. So we're getting down to a road. And a nice little fall, super nice, cold, clear water. I think we'll get a really good shot down below. This is what it goes into. There's a spring about halfway to the top of the mountain. You can see it. So what are we about to do here, G?
Well, we're going to try to,
the
sun is hot.
Yeah.
We're going to try to hitchhike into Incline Village at the post office where our next resupply is.
Yeah, so have we ever hitchhiked before?
We have not. Slightly terrifying.
Yeah, so how do you feel about it? Kind of scary? Or what?
Eh.
No, really, tell me.
Yeah, I was just a stranger hopping in your car.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
not great.
Yeah. Well, I feel the same way. I'm kind of scared. So.
And then, if we don't get it, then we gotta go 5 miles down, and then if we don't get anything back, then we have to walk 5 miles back up.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll definitely report back on what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, Incline Village.
Oh, dude, you're awesome! All right, so we just got to our campground. We're like at a car camp kind of place, and we've already met some super cool hiker people. It's been pretty amazing. But the first thing, you're watching this right after we showed you the hitchhiking video. So literally, we were a little concerned about the whole hitchhiking kind of thing. So as soon as I told Gabrielle, we had already put our thumbs out for a little bit, and I said, okay, you put your thumb out, and I'm going to video you. We waited for like 30 seconds. This big,
It didn't take long.
And this gal showed up, pulled over, and we're like, you saw the video, we're like, ah! And she was doing the same thing. She had a camera like looking at us, and we're not exactly sure why.
I don't know. It looked like she was like live streaming something.
Yeah. So, but anyway, but it was her name is, I'll just call her Saint Maria. Let's just say that's her name, because she's going through a really hard time right now. Part of her therapy was to kind of do things like that, and so she was really scared too, and she picked us up, and we had a really good conversation. So it was like,
she was really nice,
super nice, and both of us, all three of us were practically like in tears, because it was kind of a new thing and we didn't know what to expect. And when you see somebody do something like they don't need to do,
it kind of restores your faith in humanity.
Yeah.
So going through crap things and
yeah.
So you just don't know. Like, see someone on Saturday night, who cares?
Yeah. And then so how did you feel when you saw her pull over?
I mean, I was excited that someone actually pulled over. And she was smiling. She asked, like, do you guys need a lift?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really amazing. Nice. Anyway, so she took us into Incline Village.
Right to she put in the address of exactly where we needed to go.
Yeah, which was the post office.
Yeah. And
we picked up our resupply there.
Boxes.
And we have way too much food.
So we ended up sending things.
We were sending, Katrina, there's a box headed your way. And the P.O. box, 207.
My food is in a bag labeled Gabrielle's.
Yeah.
So Dad doesn't steal it.
So we did the whole post office thing, and that was actually really good. And then, should we just tell you about the next thing then?
Oh yeah, but then we had to figure out where we're going to get fuel and then a wall outlet, because we have the charging cables, but then no way to actually plug them into a wall. We have like the batteries, but then the batteries were getting lower.
Really,
on your side.
We were concerned because Gabrielle's had to have her cell service on a lot. And actually, I'm not that fast on creating these videos and putting them together, and the cellular uploading the videos just sucks the crud out of my battery. So it's pretty bad. But we're doing okay with that now though.
But yeah, so I failed at a couple stores. I stopped looking like a thrift store just to see if they had, like some old beat up charger, whatever. And then called someplace for a fuel canister, but they didn't have them. But then they said that Ace Hardware would have them.
Yeah. So we went into Ace. You gotta look. Picture this, right? We come in. I have my trekking poles, right? We stink. Got our packs on. Look like a bunch of vagrants walking in this place, right? People are looking at us, and then of course, like you do in Ace, you look for. There's a guy there that says, "Can I help you?" Right? And so that was Bill. So tell them about Bill.
Bill was great. Well, first, we found the fuel, and then he was and then the wall charger and stuff like that, and then he was just asking us what we were doing, and like we needed to charge stuff. And he's like, oh well, he eventually let us charge things in his office.
Yeah, so we go up to the manager. Well, we didn't know he was really a manager, but he got access to the office. And he said, well, you can just like plug stuff in right here. I'm like, wait, you mean in the office? I'm like, well, like, where should we go? He says, oh, you just, wherever, just come back if you want, you know. And I said, well, we'll just hang out for a while and then, you know, have some lunch. He says, well, there's a table right out back outside. We're like, really? We can sit there? He's like,
and so like we went through like the stock room and everything.
Yeah.
Back, like where they do deliveries.
Yeah. And then we noticed that people started asking him questions, and then he gave them answers, and they would go do it, and then they would look at us like what?
Well, because you were down at the stairs, but I was like in the office standing there with my backpack on.
My arm was getting tired. Yeah. And so, and then finally he started talking about like, oh yeah, well, we have those propane, the little canisters, because, you know, because I use them for hiking and camping. And he says, normally we don't carry those. I'm thinking, oh, this guy has the authority to determine purchasing decisions. Turns out he's like one of the store managers and knows the owner really well. So it turns out after talking with him a while, we told him, you know, we did need a lift back up. And we were just chatting, and he said, I'll take you back. I'm like,
yeah,
no, don't do any more
well,
for us.
It was like at 2:30 around that point.
Yeah.
It's like, well, if you guys are going to be around like 4:30.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't mind waiting.
I'm like, okay, but really it's, you know, yeah. And we were blown away again, right? So that was the second thing, at least the second thing of the day. That was super amazing. So here's this guy, he doesn't know us at all. We run into one of the managers, takes us to his office. We charge up our devices in his office, and then he offers to drive us back to pretty much where we got dropped off. But even closer, because he drove us into the campground. Yeah, so we do have a picture of Bill and all of the three of us, and I'll definitely show you that.
Yeah, he was really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a new O-ring, or not an O-ring, but
I
got a washer for my filter.
Because it fell
Another
out.
guy at Ace helped me figure out that. So that was really nice.
So there are super kind people out there, but it's like you have to
be willing to find them.
You gotta be willing to get really uncomfortable. And then they show up. Yeah. Anything else?
No, that's it.
It's been a pretty amazing day, and it's not over yet. Yeah. All right, so we're cooking up dinner right now. This is our trail angel, Olivia, right here. She's giving us water. Just
place to sleep.
Yeah, place to. Oh, that's a place to sleep. This is her campground, actually. Yeah. So it's really nice to meet her. Super good. And what's your next journey? Where are you headed next?
Head to Spruces in Utah.
For what's going on there?
Just on my way back to Chicago.
Wow. So you're just relaxing a little bit.
Yeah.
Before, what starts then?
17-hour drive.
Yeah. But when's med school though?
Another year.
Okay. All right. So you're contemplating working that out. Okay. Well, she's been awesome. So what do you have for dinner there?
So I have chicken and broccoli casserole.
Wow.
With some 4-cheese mashed potatoes.
Wait, 4 cheese. Wow. So I'm having lasagna with meat sauce. I'm really excited about that. Yeah, so it's been a pretty amazing day. It should be calm at camp tonight, so we'll wake up tomorrow, and we have 14 and a half miles tomorrow, I think.
I feel like the map is lying.
Yeah. Yeah, the map's kind of confusing. We'll talk about that tomorrow.